Oh, hello. My name is David Macphail and I'm an author working here in Scotland. I write books. My latest book is a history atlas of Scotland, and there's a lot of Rabbie Burns in. Not only that atlas, but the previous atlas, which is just a normal atlas of Scotland, because Burns, you see, was such an important figure in Scotland's history. He really was. But one of the things that I find so interesting about Rabbie Burns is all the memorabilia that people started to collect from Rabbie Burns after he died. I mean, he was a bit like a Beatle, you know, like John Lennon and Paul McCartney or something like that. After he died, people started coming out with all these things that he apparently owned. In fact, there's an entire warehouse in South Ayrshire somewhere which is absolutely packed with stuff that Burns apparently once owned, and I'm not sure I really am not sure if he did own them or not, because I mean, when you look at how many things there are that people say Burns once owned, and you look at his house in Dumfries where he died, I don't know where he would have had the room to store all this stuff. I mean, you'll go in there to the warehouse and there's a guy and he'll show you something, a spoon, and he'll go, this here was Rabbie Burns' own personal spurtle with which he stirred his porridge. And then he'll bring out a plate or a bowl and he'll go, this is Rabbie Burns' ashet on which he had his porridge. And then he'll go, over here we have Rabbie Burns' own personal hot toddy maker, kind of like a 1700s version of an espresso machine, which is kind of funny. I could just imagine Rabbie Burns making an espresso or something, you know, his little hot toddy, and having that. But it's just funny. And if you go to the Globe, an inn that Rabbie Burns frequented quite a lot, you'll be shown Rabbie Burns' chair where he sat whenever he came to the Globe. And if you sit in it, you have to recite poetry from Burns, or you're not allowed up. Believe me, I've tried. I've been there. Anyway, I just find that very interesting. I once had an argument with a guy, a stand-up argument, about one of my entries in my original Atlas of Scotland, because there's in Rabbie Burns' house where he lived and where he died in Dumfries, upstairs there's a window pane where Rabbie Burns apparently he wrote his signature, and he did it with a diamond ring that he owned. This guy was adamant that actually it wasn't a diamond ring, it was a diamond engraving pen that he'd been given as a gift. So this diamond engraving pen does exist. It's in the collection that I mentioned. But, you know, I mean, again, how many of these things did Rabbie Burns actually own? And how many of them were just made up? I don't know. But I do find it very funny, the fact that Rabbie Burns was like a Beatle and everyone was collecting all this memorabilia, all these relics. And that's probably gives you an idea of just how important he was and still is to this day. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.